What's up, my friends? It's me, Day, and this is another review. This one is the Freelancer MIS. I'm really excited to do this one, but I don't own this ship. My subscriber, Yuchen, and a guy who's been part of the community since pretty much the very beginning, offered this to me and said, hey, you review it. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare. I'm going to go through it and talk about the roles and just kind of review the ship, and then at the end I'm going to bring him in and we're going to talk together about kind of our ideas and ask him some questions about why I got it. So let's start this off. Let's do this quickly so we can get him in. This Freelancer is a military spec version. It's a variant, right? So here's the official description. The Freelancer MIS is a limited edition militarized variant of the classic mercantile ship developed by the UEE. These were produced in very small quantity due to some early payload incidents, maybe involving this. This version sacrifices the majority of the cargo capacity to make way for missiles. So let's talk about it, right? It's obvious it's set up like a militarized, it's just got a really cool design, like it looks mean, all dark colors, and the first thing that stands out is the paint scheme for me. It was the first thing, and the curves they've added, but these missiles. But before we go, let's just talk about the specs and compare, right? Max power plant of 5. It comes with 2 TR4 engines, but it's upgradable to TR5s, and it comes with a stock TR3 shield, but it can be upgraded to TR5. Like, this is very similar to the regular Freelancer. Let's go inside. Actually, no, let's not go inside. Let's talk about the weapons. This is the main reason. This is what separates it from all the other ones. It's militarized, so they didn't do guns as much as missiles. The thing has 6 hard points per side for missiles, so I'm not gonna go through the names. They're all made by Bearing, so there's some class 3s and class 2s, mostly class 2s, and there's 6 per side. But I did notice something weird about how this ship is set up. Look at the orientation of how the missiles are mounted on this side. If you go on this side, I think this is the right way. These ones are neatly organized, and I think the other side is just bugged. But that's this thing's beauty. It has so many missiles, okay? And we're going to talk about how many once we go inside here. They've pretty much renovated the entire cargo bay. The front of the ship is pretty standard. It's just like the other Freelancers. What's cool now is, I don't know if you watched way back when I did the original Freelancer review, none of this stuff worked. It was, now all this stuff actually flips down. You can actually jump into bed. These are just little things, I know, but it's a sign of the progression of the game, and I love seeing it, right? Get me out of here. No sleeping. So, in terms of, you know, this kind of stuff, like it's the same ship up front. It's pretty much the same as a Freelancer, the original Freelancer. So for a lot of people, especially, you know, people who own a Freelancer, or they're deciding what do I want to do, it's very tempting to want to get this ship. And there is a reason why. I did find, like, for me, I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I can see how you want it, and this is why. Look at this cargo storage bay. These here are missile refreshers, or reload packs, and you can store them here in sets of 10. Now you can upgrade this to have, so this is one on this side and one on this side. You can have, it has the ability to have 2 more, so you have 4 racks, bringing this ship's total missile capacity to 50 class 2s and 6 class 3s. 50, and you can reload on the fly. That's why this is the militarized spec. That's what this thing does. I know that it also came with a special armor coating. I'll ask Yuchen. Yuchen was mentioning it. I'll get him to go more in detail about it. But guys, 50 missiles. Now, here's some pros and cons to this, okay? Price. Cost. Running cost of that. I don't even know. We don't know what the missiles are going to cost when it comes out, but I'm telling you that that's not going to be cheap to keep a fully stocked 50 missiles on board. It's class 2s and 6 class 3s, that's a lot, but you have a huge amount of firepower. Now, how would you use this, right? Everyone's gonna, it's obvious, the role is militia. That's what it's designed for. That's what the UEE designed it for. Oh, I forgot to mention it has these 2 waist guns. They're class 4 actually. Kronig FL33s. They're pretty, like, they're, you saw them in the trailer. They can actually articulate all the way 90 degrees, and I'm not even sure if they can go past 90 degrees, but they can move all around. But yeah, militia, right? But I have a couple of different ideas. I mean, the only reason I would get this myself, I'm not speaking to anyone else, but for me, it's protection for my mining detail, for one, but not just any plain old protection for mining detail. The details where you're far out in the middle of nowhere and you can't resupply. This is where this thing will be awesome, right? If you load it up and you're somewhere real far and you know, oh, I can't get supplies, especially like military supplies, missiles. You have one of these with you, and it can stay. If you have a few engagements, now you're okay. I'm down 10 missiles, but hey, I still got 40. That's what I would use it for. If I had to use this, if I was engaging in a large-scale battle, another reason I can think of using this is a sniper, staying back behind the main line of fighters and just throwing missiles out. It's definitely, now that we've played Arena Commander, it's definitely not going to be, you know, dogfighting around a Hornet or 300i, but it can be sitting back, throwing missiles out, and just destroying people. So those are my ideas. I mean, I can see this. We have a freelancer in our group, and that's amazing for our beginning mining detail. But upgrading one to this would be really cool to protect those details, to protect our trading our trading routes, our outposts, our mining details that are far out, that you want sustained firepower, that you're not going to have to go back and get my 6 missiles rearmed. No, I have 50 on board. But in doing that, you're cutting down on that precious cargo space. So you got to remember that. So this is very specialized, right? It's not I mean, it holds 132 units, which is still pretty good, actually. They changed from tons to units. The stock Freelancer has 168 units. This has 132 the way it's set up right now. So that's not bad, right? It's not great, but you can still carry stuff. Like, you can still carry quite a bit. Still more than a 300 series or a Hornet. But myself, if I'm gonna go this far, I would go all the way and have all the missiles, and I'd have it set up. I'd be carrying just resupply stuff for my crew. If I could carry food, or if that's going to be in the game. I know a lot of guys debate about that, but weapons and armors, tools, and all that kind of stuff, that's what I would use this for, as a military support ship. And if it needs to, come in and drop missiles, drop bombs. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. Let's go into talking to my boy Yuchen, and he'll kind of give you some insight as to why he picked this up. Okay, I'm here with Yuchen. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I just want to say thanks for letting me do this, and like, this is awesome.
Yeah, no problem.
So, my question's for you. Why did you buy this?
Well, originally I had picked up the Freelancer pledge package before it came out with the Freelancer line, so I was just kind of waiting for them to come out with the rest of them. When they finally did, I actually picked up 2 Freelancers. I picked up the Freelancer Max as well as the Freelancer MIS because, well, it's beautiful, to be honest. And the main idea behind roles of it, and where I think I can take it, is a lot farther than some of the other ones with the basic design that it is. And that's just reasoning. Yeah,
I was gonna ask you, like, what are you using it for? Like, what kind of roles can you see yourself getting into?
Well, for the most part, since of course it's a mainstream military type of vehicle, where I would take with it is big convoys operations. Because when you get into a big fight with a couple constellations, I really do see a Freelancer MIS being a terrifying object to them because of all the massive loadout of missiles, the size of the missiles, the sheer destructive capability, and the fact that I feel like they're going to be pretty quick too.
Yeah.
Maybe not maneuverable.
Yeah, they're gonna be fast. Yeah. Speaking of that, so you're talking big convoys and stuff like that. What I was talking about and I was thinking of is like trading routes, protecting that kind of thing, and being in places where you're far out, so you have to protect your own like resupply, being a resupply ship, because it's got so many missiles, you can kind of store a lot.
I could see it being a good escort for, let's say, a starfarer, maybe a group of starfarers.
Yeah, totally. But it's very specialized. So you have a group you're going to be playing with?
Well, I'm actually part of Tactical Advance, the organization, and just going to be playing with everybody as time goes on, figuring everything out. But I mainly want to work in salvaging operations.
Oh, that's cool.
And whatnot. So I feel I could do a little bit of escorting there too with the Freelancer too, because it's got a little bit of cargo capacity, so I could take a little bit if I need to. Maybe I could just carry all the gear. Everybody comes over to my ship, picks up the gear, flies off, does the operation, while I fly around just doing patrols, scanning the area, making sure we're safe.
That's, you know what, that's exactly what I just said earlier. Yeah. So tell me about some of the things inside. Like, I know you were saying there's some new stuff, but I don't think I got it all.
Well,
like the computer screens.
Originally you couldn't really do much within the ship. Like there was the hangar door, walk inside from the little staircase door, open up the doors in between, sit in the cockpit seat. Now you can actually get into the beds, all 4 of them. Some people had found glitches, but I think they got all fixed up. And that the computer screens, it's a little tricky for those. You actually have to go over the sink, and you can see a small button. You can just push it over, and they flip down.
The sink.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, I see it. I just did it.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can't sit in them yet, but it's just something cool to look at.
Cool.
And the shower, you can open that up.
Yep.
Plop the seat up and down, and whatnot.
What was the 360 view you were talking about?
Oh yeah, that was if you go to the main cockpit, you could pretty much do this from any ship actually. If you go to the cockpit and you get into the chair, and just as you normally would in without being inside of a ship to go to third person, you push the same button, and then I believe it's page up or page down right there next to it. Yeah. If you hold it down, you can actually move the mouse and get a full zoom around your ship. You could zoom in on the rear turret, get a close-up of it. You can actually see the chair fairly well.
Oh, cool.
It's not bad.
Wow. Okay, man. Well, like I said, thanks for letting me do this. Hey, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
If any of you guys got any other questions or advice on the channel, let me know. Please comment and subscribe if you haven't. I'm Day, and we'll see you on the next one.